Okay. Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to one of these interview episodes of the SWW show. I'm Mike, and today with me a special guest from, as we were discussing, definitely not right next door. To get us started, do you mind introducing yourself and the game we're here to talk about?
Yeah, sure. My name is Özgüncan, but I know this pronunciation is so difficult for people, so you can just call me Ozzy. And I've been working in the game industry about 16 years, actually. I'm kind of old, maybe. I don't know, but um, till today, I was much more at the mobile game sites. But last year, I changed my mind and switched to the PC and console sites, and kind of, stop my career and start a new beginning. I can say like this at the moment. And we start developing an action RPG, much more focused to the dragon riding. And the game name is Sagas of Lumin. And we're really in the development process, but we nearly come to the finish. And probably at the beginning of March, we release a demo on Steam.
Wow, so you guys have really been kind of running towards some sort of release of this. So, kind of give people a context, then, kind of when would you say development of this game started?
It's very good questions. Actually, not even 1 year. We really started hard working. I don't know, last year, maybe May or April or something like that. Maybe 7 months or 8 months ago. But prototype is nearly 1 year ago. We started prototype. But actually, game story is going to much more past. Actually, I designed this game at 2009. I mean 2009, and it was kind of my one of the dream project. But life is not easy, and I find myself to do mobile games, and I never ever start this game project. It was just only my teenager dream. But when I switch this career, I say to myself, I mean, why not? Why not? Maybe I can start this game.
Absolutely, there is always something really nice, especially when you have the right opportunity to kind of go for those moments. Let's kind of jump into it. Obviously, you said it's a single player action RPG. That is the big pitch I saw too. Was obviously this like taming and riding dragons and all that, which historically in games it's really hard to kind of make dragons or something like that kind of feel right. I was kind of curious going in or kind of as you guys were developing, is there anything that kind of stood out to you as like a what this dragon should feel like when you're riding, or kind of things you're trying to avoid in those problems?
And the development side, it is the biggest problem actually what we face off. I mean, what kind of feeling is dragon riding? We have to firstly figure out these things because yeah, there's a few dragon riding games on the store, but none of them I can say is really dragon riding. They're much more like airplane games. Just meta is changing to the dragon from the plane. So because as a dragon you can hang on the sky, or you can just hearts 90 degrees or 118 turns, or you can grab something, or even you can wrestle in the air, everything. So we have to deal all of these things, and I can assure you you can do all of these things in the Sagas of Lumin. When you ride a dragon, when you fly with the dragon, you can, chase another dragon or flying ships, and also you can tackle them, you can beat them, you can fire, breathe fire, and you can hang or, fly backwards, even though you can, do this 90 degrees turn or something like that. And also we add some special moves like speed boosts, tackle boosts, and some kind of the stuff. I don't want to give so much spoiler, but I think this is the one of the biggest issue and also what we face of, and also I can say maybe we kind of figure it out. But let's see. The gamers players commands are much more.
Let's
How
say,
can I
I,
say?
I
Yeah,
promise you, they will let you know if you figured it out or not.
yeah. They will let us know. They will let us know. I hope we figure it out. I hope we figure it out.
I do too, because honestly, it is something that, like, as I think you actually nailed it really on the head right there. Whenever I play like those riding things, it very much it's like yeah, I'm just riding a plane that you just slapped a dragon model on. Like you kind of like people, I feel like lose a lot of the like the like where like I feel like at least I've always felt in my head like dragon riding should be a lot rougher than like riding in an airplane, because like airplanes, they're kind of made for this nice smooth thing. I'm like, this is a real thing that like in theory you could get tired or kind of get, you have to control and stuff. Where like, yeah, there's a lot of nuance to kind of make it feel living almost.
Yes, there's also we create some kind of bonding system. It's also kind of changed to from plane to the dragon, and this bonding system. Actually, you're not taming a dragon. You dominate the dragon with your spell, and only in the lore, and you can do the only Dreyars can do this. The other people cannot do this. You can think like Jedi's. Some special people can ride a dragon with their spell, willpower spell, and they enter their dragon's mind, and they kind of become just one with this dragon, and uh, with this way you feel like you are the dragon, and you can turn, you can move like a snake on the air, and also you can walk, run on the ground. It's like that.
No, that
If truly your question.
yeah, no, that totally makes a lot of sense. But obviously, as we're talking, as we said, dragons are a big piece, but this is still like a general RPG with a lot of different like combat styles, right? So you could melee, you have spells, you have projectile weapons. Do you kind of, when you're playing or messing around, or the team maybe, have like some favorite either weapons or spells or like combat types kind of as you're kind of that you really like about this experience of the game?
Okay, now I understand. Yeah, on the grounds, while you're not on the dragon's back, our fighting combat system is much more Souls-like. I can say, mm, how can I say, kind of like an Elden Ring, actually. You can use your melee weapons like a short sword, long sword, or axe, or mace, or some kind of these things. Also, you can use firearms as well. This firearms using this 18th century technologies, actually, like, this one-shot firearms. And also you can use spells. So actually, I can say about the game, Sagas of Lumin much more like Elden Ring, which you can also ride a dragon and also fight on the big flying ships like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. So I can say Sagas of Lumin kind of three different games coming together. On the ground, you play like a Souls, like a Dark Soul or Elden Ring. On the sky, you can control steering the ship, flying ship, and I can say like a Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and also ride a dragon. And ride the dragon, I cannot give an example because there's not so much.
I was gonna say that one, that is definitely the like you're like it's unique, at least in that full way. No, it's
Right.
interesting. So like as we're talking, as we said, it's not like there's a lot of game and content there and like things you can do. Maybe I just want to make sure people understand too. What is like, as you said, this game's only been in development for about like around a year. What is like the size of the team kind of working on this project as a whole?
With me, we are 15 people. Actually, we are a very small team. I mean, very, very small team. Three developers and game designers also, and a few 2D artists and 3D artists. But I can say very small team, just 15 people. Just 15 people. We developing this game very limited resources. Because reaching the resources, especially in my country, it is so difficult. So we really got this point with very limited resources and trying to our best.
Yeah, so that is definitely a problem. Like a lot of right now, Capital's tried it, but yeah, it's a problem, especially like you said, markets like you're in. So like you gotta have that thing. You have to kind of play with what you have. How have you guys kind of viewed it as the hey? Obviously, you have a tighter team. Was there stuff kind of as you're looking like that with that smaller team in mind that you wanted to like really make kind of stand out? Because obviously like you guys can't be like, and we're producing hundreds of hours of unique content just because of a scale in the same way versus like a lot of things that can happen. Or was there kind of how you guys viewing using this small team but making this still feel like a packed experience?
I couldn't understand actually. You talking about the team's experience or much more about the funding?
Much more about like how have you guys kind of, with the size of your team in mind, kind of made sure that the game both was a complete experience but kind of stayed within a realistic scope, or kind of how are you guys kind of making sure while you're developing?
Mm, you talking about like what was the best? What will be the best? What kind of team should be develop some kind of this game?
No, no. I guess I'd be more asking kind of from as you guys are building it. How are you
Oh,
guys making sure that you are kind of keeping the size of your team in mind, while obviously also making sure you guys are delivering what you want to deliver with this game?
oh my God. I can say okay, actually the team size or this thing you asking is about also kinda about the budgets. So as I said, we using so limited resources, so we cannot expand the team at the moment. Maybe before we release the game, we can expand. But at the moment we cannot expand. And about the scale problem is how can I say, we doing extra works, hard shifts and extra shifts actually, and doing very hard work. And we don't have any office, by the way. All people working remotely, but we have no any shift hours or something like that. We only have daily meetings, and everyone is really believe this game, and they are working really hard, which I really appreciate that actually. And we always also testing, and also as I said, we are also gamers, and we kind of try to create a game which we really dream of. And that's from my side actually all team thinking like that. It was, yeah, it is starting as a my project, but it become our project, even though like I'm kind of boss of this team, but every artist, every developer, I mean everyone at the team can bring their unique ideas on the table. And even though I cannot say no if all of them wants this idea on the game. So with this way, we working very, how can I say, um, we have this harmony, and with this way, I think we kind of handle these things.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I'm curious kind of from you. So obviously as you said, this was initially kind of an idea you've had floating around for a while, and it's turned into this team game. How has it been like personally kind of having this idea go from your idea to the team's idea and the team's product?
It become with the time, first, how can I say? My partner are also co-founders. His name is Ahmed, and uh, we were working together from 2012, and we, involved so many game and application projects. And when I quit my, job and start this business, I first go to Ahmed and talk about my this idea, and he directly, jump in, and we start together, just he and me. And then I worked a few team members before in my past projects. I knew them from these projects, and I also go to them and I said, "Do you want to, work with us in this project?" And they also excited so much. And actually, I think the idea always excited people. I don't know, and I'm maybe so lucky for the team. All of them, when they, hear the game idea, hear the game and projects, all of them excited and want to jump in. Of course, we also got investments from our investors, but I can say it is so limited. And I cannot say, we working so, how can I say, I don't know, relaxing or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. So, uh, but all of these people believe this game and believe this idea, so they, working not just because of the gain money or something like that. They working in this game because of they believe this idea and they really excited about the game idea.
That makes a lot of sense. So obviously we've kind of talked about some broad combat, some kind of the game, I wanted to kind of jump into for a few kind of the world and kind of what this thing you're kind of playing into is. Do you mind kind of giving some level of top level pitch? What is the world of Lumin, and kind of what should players kind of expect to run in throughout this world?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Actually, lore is one of the, how can I say, uh, I really love lore, the Lumin's lore, narrative. Even though while I'm working in the mobile game side, I was thinking, no, I cannot do this game. Maybe I should just write a book or do some kind of these things. The Lumin world is actually it's so deep, deep lore
So is there?
and evil fights or yeah, there's no some kind of these things. There's only uh, political interests and war between point of views. I can give you some kind of example like this. If you saw a religious person, for example, uh, and you see a couple, they, kissing or hugging or something like that, and you can thinking like it is wrong, okay, all right? And as another person thinking, if someone tried to interrupt them, it should be wrong. Who is right? Actually, I can say actually no one is right or something, because if someone is powerful than others, this powerful one, put his or her rules to others. So actually, there's no, right or wrong. There's only power. So at the Lumin, you can see this war between points of views and also political interest. So there is no evil or really good or really, someone is kind of good virtue. Even virtues are coming from your culture, your family, your nation. Everything is every idea is actually coming to you from this outsides, and your ideas, your mind structure is shaping with this culture, nation, and so on. So at the Lumin is kind of same. There's one side we call them Dreyers, which dragon riders actually. Only they can cast spells without using any object or tools, and they has this sect creed actually, and they so strong and kind of rule whole of the world. But in the world also there's lots of different countries. These countries independent on their internal sides, internal politics, but they also bounding an alliance. This alliance actually created by Dreyers, and this alliance actually rule all the world. But every country has their ambassador on this alliance, and also every country has their army, their foot soldiers, ships, and so on. And in the Lumin side, I mean, when the player play the game in that time of the Lumin, player will see Dreyers kind of losing their power, because Dreyers also using the religion, by the way, because they represent themselves like the representation of the gods, because they have this spell power, they can cast spells. The normal people also cast spells, but they need some kind of objects like stuff, or I don't know, some kind of ring or something like that. But Dre's always say, we can use this spell power because we embody of the god itself, and this god name is Air in the Lumen world. All people say Air as a god, and only Dreer can use this air power to cast spells. But you can use these tools and cast spells with these tools. And because of this reason, Dreer's influence are going down and down every day. While player, play the game, they find themselves some kind of this lore, and they will find themselves kind of, how can I say, not war maybe, but some kind of conflicts of these different powers, and always they question themselves while they decided something. For example, maybe they do something, and they will always say, maybe I did this, but it was right or wrong or something, because all decisions has a good side and also bad side, and all people always question themselves and their virtue while they play the game. right now I can say this, you know.
No, that perfectly makes sense. So obviously, as we're talking too, as you said initially, the game you guys have been working on for about a year. You guys are obviously working actively development, and a demo comes out. It sounds like in about a month and some change. What kind
Yes.
of could players kind of expect? And if you want to tease anything or kind of broadly talk about kind of what players can expect out of this demo.
Okay. Demo probably start at the Sacred Temple and they play as a Drayer and as a dragon rider, I mean. And there's also one level, this level full of canyon level. They start this level inside of the ship, and they first fly with their dragon, and they enter some aerial combat with the other dragons, but without riders, how can I say, wild dragons, and they find some kind of mining actually place, and on there the mining place they have to enter the cave. This cave site will be a ground game actually. So you can land somewhere with your dragon, and you can dismount from your dragon, and you can also engage combat with your melee weapons or spells or firearms. So in demo, players can see all of these features, and probably playtime will be a 1 hour or maybe more than 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hour, maybe 2 hours. I cannot promise, but maybe 2 hours.
No, that makes perfect sense there. So obviously, after that, then I'm assuming, at least based on your Steam page, the plan is still to launch after the demo at some point into early access before full release.
Yes, yes. First, we release a demo and try to take feedbacks from the gamers, from the players. And after 3 months, it's end of the June or beginning of the July, we release the early access. At June, by the way, we also want to enter the Steam Next Fest for better. How can I say? We have to show the game to the people, and we need everything because we have really small resources, really small budget. So because of this reason, we tried our best. We try to share our gameplay videos on Reddit and other platforms. But with demo, I think we can take much more players, and also more importantly, we can take their feedbacks, and with feedbacks we can create more good game, because players' feedbacks are more important than our side. I mean, our feedbacks. I can say that.
No,
Actually, we want to develop the game with the player ideas, not just our ideas.
and there is such truth to that thing of like, if you get to a fresh set of eyes, you don't you see all the assumptions that you were making while playing. Like I think whenever I work on stuff, I'm assuming some reaction to you. You're like, well, yeah, it does this. You hand it to someone, you're like, this is not where I expected people to go, or the controls I expected them to hit, and it kind of better guides you on the like, what do people actually do when you hand the controller versus when they know what they should be doing.
I think I didn't get it. Can you repeat, or can you describe more, please?
Yeah.
I'm so
So
sorry.
yeah,
I
no.
haven't,
So I
English
always
is not my native language.
Oh no,
Sometimes it's
I totally get it. Yeah, so I always view it as like, so like whenever I've made games or projects, like when I hand someone a controller, I've been working on like a tower defense game, and I always view it interesting of like, obviously when I'm playing the game, I have assumptions of like how to activate things or to go like build towers or whatever. And it's interesting like when I hand it to a player and seeing like, oh, this is how they expect stuff to happen, or controls they kind of expected by default that like aren't assumptions I made, which is always very interesting to kind of see, especially in action. And this week you kind of, but it's way easier than just being like, and I play in a vacuum and then release this thing. I think there's a lot of truth to you need to hand the controller off to a lot of people, is kind of what I was saying.
I can say our game is more amusing with the controller. Of course, there's also keyboard controls, but controller is much more easy way. And when you take the controller, uh, I don't know. It's actually another issue for insights. Just half an hour ago, we still talking about the controller shame actually, and how can I do this or do that, and which buttons should be do this, should be do that. We're still working on, I can say.
That makes perfect sense. But yeah, I would say let's now kind of wrap this thing up. As we said, the game here is Sagas of Lumin. You can currently go wishlist it on Steam. A demo comes out very soon. Then, as you said, hopefully it will be in early access, early summer, part of Next Fest, all of that good stuff. Is there anything else that you feel we have missed that you either want to shout out about the game or places we should be sending people to go check out your work?
I can say the last of feedbacks are so important for us because in our game, I always, I want to. It shouldn't be just my dream. Actually, it should be ours dream. Not about. I'm not talking about just a team. I'm talking about all people, all around the people. And even though it is kind of open call for every artist, individual people, not companies, that's individual people. They can create any art, any content, any music, anything for Sagas of Lumin. I never ever, send royalties or something like that. It is open world for any artist, any content creator, or anyone. It is kind of open call for any individual. They can just read the story and maybe just write a story which happen on the Sagas of Lumin. Maybe even love story. It really doesn't matter. It is just a open world, open universe for everyone. I can say that.
No, and that sounds perfect. Again, go wishlist this game. The demo comes out soon. Sagas of Lumin. Again, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your evening to talk to me today. And best of luck as you guys are running towards development and launching some stuff out for people to go check out.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was very nice. Thank you.